Haven't you gone live yet? What the hell? Audio check. Hold on. All right, I'm back. I need USA 3 versus... has going live. Why haven't you gone live? Okay, yeah, it seems fine. I don't know why that thing still said going live when it was clearly recording the other stuff. Hey, gang. You haven't missed anything. I've just been mumbling to myself while getting things set up, so... Here you are. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. YouTube stats stream when? Literally right now. I just wanted to update that. Is it still working? I believe so. But why won't it tell me how many viewers I have or don't have? Hey! I'm gonna delete that replay. Now my replays folder is actually getting very manageable because we've cast a lot of games. That's exciting. Pet the cute dog because she's cute and a dog. There we go. It says we have 17 viewers. Okay. I'll give it like another 30 seconds and then we'll just hop right into this next one, huh? I remember this next one being a bit messy. So let's see. Let's find all the games we need here. Messy in terms of like some people labeled their replays as like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and some people did like Tomb King's Greenskins, and the next one's like Dark Elves, High Elves. But when I'm scrolling through a giant folder of replays, it doesn't jump out to me like this is France versus USA 1. Okay, is that right? No, that's not right. Okay, I think I found them all. So if I delete that one that I actually already cast in a different stream, all I have to cast are my bottom 5. They're the bottom 5. Remember that. Bottom 5. Got it. I got it, dude. Oh, I understand everything now. How's chat? Is chat good? Ooh, no one's typing except for Suli. That's fucked up. If you're alive, type. If you're not alive, don't type, I guess. If we get people typing, then I'll know the stream's working and I'll get on with it. Other than that, I'll just sit here and twiddle. Yo! Pope Patty's here. Hey, Pope Patty. Pope Patty, if you make it to the second game, you'll get your declaration, brother. All right. Welcome back to the World Cup. If you have seen any other streams, you've heard the spiel before, but you're getting the spiel anyway because sometimes people click on a video they haven't seen before at all. We are in the last match of the first round. We have USA 3 versus France 2. Everybody is in the quarterfinals. We're just going to figure out who is actually here. Some of the quarterfinals are even done, so we'll continue streaming through this weekend, and then we'll catch up. We have Visegrad, USA 4, Netherlands, France 1, Hop Schweiz, which means go Switzerland, and then the Slavic Mushroom Pickers. I didn't name them that. They named themselves that. And then Clan VM, who will join them in the 8th and final quarterfinal spot. We have a second French team, and we have a second USA team, because there's one USA team in the quarterfinals. That's actually the third one that signed up, but whatever. All right, who's going to make it? Second France or second USA? Let's find out with today's games. It is a mix of conquest, domination, and land battles. At the top, you see 2 faction icons, Beastmen and Slaanesh. Both sides get a chance to ban one faction for the whole set. Neither side can play that faction, so today you will not see Beastmen or Slaanesh in any of these 5 games. All 5 games are played, no matter whether it's 3-2 or 5-0. We cast all 5 games because the people took the time out of their weeks to do pick and bans, to get together with their opponent and play their games, so they deserve to have them cast. I do know who wins this series because I was helped organizing the quarterfinals. I do not remember what the score was, and I have never seen any of the replays before in my life. I will be just as surprised as you are. The reactions will be genuine. The fear, the grip, the terror will be real. Are you ready? There's a delay on stream, so the "Are you ready" will take a little while to get through to you people. Let's get into it. Jeopardy versus Ogres. And this is it. So Ogres did message me context that he was baiting his opponent into picking this matchup that's traditionally thought of as a bad matchup. So we have, why the hell aren't you guys seeing Total War? There we go. Lizardmen versus Bretonnia. Jeopardy is on the Lizardmen. Traditionally, in Land Battles and Conquests, this is a terrible matchup for Bretonnia because big dinosaurs are big dinosaurs. I've never seen any of these guys on the French team. Yeah, it was pretty new and fun and exciting. I hope they stick around. Hey, Electric Cabbage, it's been a while. All right, for Jeopardy's build of the Lizardmen against Bretonnia, we have Mazdamundi with Net, Apotheosis, Ruination of Cities, and Banishment. Then we have Cold One Spear Riders, the Cohort of Waddle, Sacred Crocscore ROR, some Skink Skirmishers, double Dinosaur. One is a Solar Engine, one is a Rev Crystal, and then Saurus Spears. Yeah, fuck yeah, Saurus Spears, baby. Saurus Spears, let's go. Love Saurus. And then some poo-poo dumb skinks, but whatever. And a Chameleon Stalker in the Vanguard. For the Bretonnian forces, we have a surprisingly standard-looking build considering the rough matchup, but he said it's a trap. He said it's a bait. He said he's got him, so I gotta believe him. I gotta believe him, chat, that he said he's got this. I don't think he's got this. This dude's gonna fucking lose. We got 6 Peasant Bowmen, some with fire, some with poison, some regular. 2 Pegasus Knights, decent anti-large, low armor piercing. Luanleancoeur on his Hippogriff mount with damage resistance and the Sword of Corone, self-healing. Then we have a Regrowth and Earthblood caster and 2 Grail Knights. Hola, skinks. Can't bring Pegasus Lords without Pegasus Knights without Alberic. So fucking true. Call me Snofna Iraq because I love me some Saurus. I don't get it. I don't know how to say it. You're wrong and stupid, and how dare you. All right, Bretonnians are taking the point for free as the Lizardmen back off. I don't know fully why they're backing off. I don't necessarily disagree, but I can't immediately tell you what they're thinking because it's not obvious. Maybe they want to keep skirmishing with their Solar Engine, but Solar Engines really don't do that much damage. They do some. I'm not trying to be a dick. Solar Engines are great units, but they really don't do that much damage. The big part of Solar Engines is that blinded effect. Solar Engines can make Cold One Riders so good when you debuff the enemy by 24/24, because Cold One Spear Riders and Cold One Riders rely on an incredibly high weapon strength and armor piercing value when their actual melee stats are dog ass bullshit. Their melee stats are horrible. So if you debuff the enemy by 24/24, it means your Cold One Riders can actually hit them and do good damage. So I don't think that the Lizardmen really want to back off for too long and just shoot, because the Solar Engine's damage is like a third of why you take it. This is going to be so bad. Solar Engine is targeting these Grail Knights while they get hit with a net, so they're stuck in place, but the Cold One Spear Riders are not going to take the charge on them. The trap was set, but they're not going to snap it closed. Instead, they're going with a Ruination of Cities cast, but they didn't want a 2v2 Grail Knights with Cold One Spear Riders, I guess. The net is starting to wear off, and oh, a Dazed comes in from the Cohort of Waddle. So many debuffs for these poor Grail Knights. as they're already getting very low. No regrowth for them just yet, as the other Grail Knights completely raffle stomped over a skink, and they're now starting to join the fight. Lewin is in here as well, and it's a big pile up as more Pegasus Knights come in for the Bretonnians, and this could be a huge engagement for them. If they isolate and kill all these Cold One Riders, then they can back off and get healing, like you can see these Grail Knights are already doing over here with an Earthblood. And the Lizardmen, Saurus, and their Bastiladons are not a part of this big engagement, so you know, if you can win this and later just leverage into a win on the other side, that could be huge. I mean, they're sacrificing some peasants, but like, they're peasants. I mean, come on, they're peasants. This is what they do. Pegasus Knights getting shredded. Both Pegasus Knights having a really bad time, but one of the Grail Knights who got some healing is coming back in. The other Grail Knight's still full HP and coming in as well. Cold and Riders are both down to half HP. Ooh, all three are at half HP roughly. So the Quarterpottle are still full health in there. Mazda is doing just fine. And the Lizardmen are winning the frontline fight aggressively against those peasants and peasants archers who are all running away. Looks like the Chameleon Stalkers officially got into the back line and wrecked some peasant bowmen. Bounce powers against the Bretonnians. They're going to have to win this engagement. They're going to have to win it hard. And it doesn't look like that's the case, as these Grail Knights are netted in and dazed. Melee defense is lowered as the Cold One Spear Riders get a rear charge in. The Grail Knights are surrounded and desperate. Lewin jumps in to try and save the boys, but I mean, look from their perspective. Look all around you. There's just dinosaurs. They're doing wrestling moves on you. What can you do? Nothing. Well, they can do some stuff. They're actually Grail Knights, so they're actually kind of kicking ass. They're wrecking the Cold One Spear Riders. There's too many of them. They're in a 4v2 for sure, but they are actually murdering those fools. Oh, that's funny. So you bring healing, you bring Pegasi, but you don't bring Alberic. I guess not, as Lewin charges back in with the Grail Knights, still getting really good damage value in this specific one trade, but there's still a full health Quarterpottle. There's still a lot of Saurus and dinosaurs waiting for you if you get outside this. Your Pegasus Knights are all dead. One of your Grail Knights is dead. The other Grail Knight is MIA, maybe dead. I don't know. When I say dead, I meant like looking at its HP bar, it's beyond the actual help. Yeah, the other one's like dead too, so both your Grail Knights are fucking toast. Your Pegasus Knights are all toast, so it's just Lewin. I mean, Lewin can carry, but he can't carry that hard. St. George the Dragon Slayer is a Bretonnian legendary Lord Wen. I'm down. I'm down. I also want Rapunzel to just be like good, not trash. As Grail Knights fight Skink Skirmishers, but I mean, this is looking pretty cursed. Lewin's holding the balance of power together as the Damsel of Life and some Grail Knights get some charges in. Do we get to see the duel of duels? Grail Knights versus a lone solar engine. As they're debuffed, their leadership is down to 2. They charge in. Lances couched, boys. Lances couched. Fucking get them! Oh shit. They shattered. Un pan au chocolat Anakin has been defeated. He told me he should only listen to Alfredino, since Odium Rame told him this would be a good battle to take, and it did not go in his favor. He was mad. He said there was a guarantee he would fight a Dread Saurian and his archers would be able to puncture it, and there were no Dread Saurians to be found. Pope Patty, you can't turn off the stream because you made it. Patty, you made it. You're gonna make it to stream 3, game 2, where the promise I made to you will be fulfilled. Uh-oh, shit. Uh-oh. All right. Oh no, that's not right. That's wrong. There we go. Score 1 to America. Yeah. Nice job, Jep. Jep's a good lad. Next up, we have Greenskins versus Lilconda. Lilial? I don't fucking know. Don't ask me to pronounce things in other languages. It's just not my jam. Delete that game so I can stop scrolling past it. And we have Greenskins versus Lilconda. Chaos Dwarfs, Greenskins. Hey, there was someone in the chat who said Chaos Dwarfs never get played. Where's that guy? Where's that guy? Bring him here. Bring him here. He's about to get some Chaos Dwarves. Getting played by our boy Greenskins. God, we love Greenskins. He's a fun dude. What up, Alloys Neverrude? Before I start game 2, I do have to pause because there's a public service announcement that has to be done. Pope Patty is the best Bretonnian player in the entire world. Pope Patty? Pope Patty. There's this guy named Butcherbird. He plays Bretonnia, he plays Beastmen, he plays Wood Elves. Absolute chump, absolute punk ass compared to Pope Patty. Compared to everybody else, Butcherbird might be the best. He might be the #1 player in the whole world if Pope Patty didn't exist. Now, Butcherbird can beat me, all right? So I'm not trying to say Butcherbird is some chump. I see Butcherbird in a bar, I take my drink to go. I'm scared of that man. I'm terrified of that man, especially if he picks Bretonnia, Wood Elves, or Beastmen. But Pope Patty? Pope Patty is a terror. He is a menace on Bretonnia, and only Bretonnia. Actually, he is fucking terrible on every other faction. But Bretonnia, perfect. Every other faction, fucking garbage. Don't even bother. Just FF. It's not worth your time. Bretonnia, amazing. There you go, Pope. I came through for you. I came through for you. And now he's not chatting. Now, he was chatting just before this. I promised him 4 hours ago that this announcement would happen, and he fucking went to bed. Everybody point and laugh at Pope Patty. Oh, he's here. Never mind. Pope Patty, I only said nice things. I only said nice things about you. All right. Chaos Dwarfs of Greenskins and Team America. 5 Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits, Oglacon's Wolf Boys, and then Hashit's Dark Ravagers, and a bunch of Bull Centaur renders. That's all it is Bull Centaur renders. Sorcerer Prophet of Hashit with Flames of Asgore as his only spell. 10 out of 10 caster. Thanks, Pope Patty. I will say, I've been saying this a lot about Chaos Dwarfs recently. I've been bringing up all their single entity heavy builds, but we haven't seen single entity heavy builds out of Chaos Dwarfs in a bit. They're taking all sorts of different style of builds right now, so I've been really a big Chaos Dwarf fan whenever I see them, which is nice. On the other side, for the Greenskins, it is a tide of goblins. Night Goblins with Spinning Loons, Orc Boys, Double Giant, Night Goblin Shaman, and Warboss. Warboss with his net and Rampage. And the Giants would love to get their hands on some Bull Centaurs while they're backed up by boys. Speaking of being backed up by boys, we do have some Savage Orc Boar Boys and just Savage Orc Boar Boys on the hills, currently getting snuck up on by Sneaky Gits. They are a little asleep at the wheel. They didn't see those stalked units coming at them, as the one Goblin Bolt Thrower is going to fire at Hashit's Dark Ravagers. So if the Boar Boys get activated up here, it looks like the red side, the Greenskin screen is over here. He's dealing with all this stuff, but he does need to activate his backline troops. And there they go. They're charging forward into the Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits. They should kill them pretty quickly and harass the Blackhorn's Dark Ravagers. This is a terrible fight for Greenskins' Bull Centaurs. As he says, I see my Bull Centaur is getting 2v1'd by a giant. Allow me to plow 2 more Bull Centaur renders into this situation. Surely that'll fix it. My problem is they're fighting. Oh, Spinning Loons going straight through the Bull Centaur renders. They're actually doing more friendly fire, but it's a Chad move. Anyway, the problem is that they're fighting 2 giants on top of Orc support. So the giants are doing 100% damage to the Bull Centaur renders, while the Bull Centaur renders, only like 2 or 3 of their models can touch the giants. But now, that was a beautiful rear charge in from Hash's Dark Ravagers. So now these Night Goblins and the Orc Boys are leaving. Now this is where it turns into a good fight for the Chaos Dwarfs, as the giants are isolated, so all of your attacks hit the giants. But it's not over. I mean, the giants are great. We talked in a different stream today about Flying Tacos giants and how mad they make me, but this, like, giants don't fuck around, man. They do so much damage in melee if you're just stuck fighting them. Balance of power is still 50-50, and I very much agree. While the Greenskin Infantry Corps got absolutely massacred, all those goblins could not stand up to Bull Centaur renders and a giant angry bull. But we still have Double Giant. They're still slapping around some Bull Centaur renders, and we still have the cavalry. The cavalry was maybe briefly forgotten for a teensy little bit, but they're here now, and they're doing some decent damage. If they could get a second wall right now, that would be huge, because then these Savage Orc Boar Boys would start doing really significant damage to these 2 Bull Centaur renders with great weapons that they're in combat with. And also it might help some of these other disparate Greenskin forces rally. But the second wall is not coming, and the Savage Orcs are starting to lose hope. Even though they're at half HP, their pathetic Greenskin leadership is starting to fail them. Bolt Thrower is still trying to get some damage out, and the Giants are now slapping the Sorcerer Prophet of Hashid, who is briefly netted, but that net has worn off. Man, the Giants are living their best life. I mean, they love having infantry support, but they are also just, like, slamming at everything they can get their grubby little giant hands on. Grubby little giant hands is a sentence that I just uttered. Wow, and people say I'm a good caster. Okay. Are the ants giant or are they little? You're stupid. You use adjectives wrong. You're dumb and dumb. Negative self-talk is bad for your self-esteem. Oglecons, Wolf Boys, and the Source Prophet of Hashit do successfully rout the Night Goblin War Boss. The Giants are still trying to carry this whole game on their massive, muscly backs, but I mean, you guys can only carry so hard as you go back to clubbing the baby seals that are Bull Centaurs. Oh, the Giants are doing so good, but wherever you look, there are more Chaos Dwarf units coming back. We do have some Savage Orc Boar Boys rallying to fight Bull Centaur Renders, but the leadership difference is so different. Look at those health bars and look at the leadership difference. Bull Centaur Renders are almost dead, and yet they're still going to keep fighting. Savage Orc Boar Boys still near half HP, and they're like, nah, never mind, fuck it, as army losses take hold. Who says you're a good caster? Boo. Boo! Alright, Chaos Dwarves, their Lord did fine. Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits did actually pretty well. And then Bull Centaur Renders did fine. Not amazing, but fine. For Liliconda, Lord and Caster struggled a little bit value-wise, but they were both more supportive in nature. Orc Boys got absolutely shit-canned. Savage Orc Boar Boys also had a bit of a hard time. But the Giants... Mwah! Chef's kiss, masterpiece. Good value on the Giants. CD may have won, but it was an empty victory without a Dreadquake. Probably true. Probably true. All right. That's a 2-0 lead to start off for USA. Is there bag fumbling that could happen? Could the U.S. team get reverse swept by the mighty French? Very possible. Very, very possible, as we have Scrambled Egg Special versus Jim. The Jim. Zim? I think it's just pronounced Jim. Like, I honestly think the D just kind of gets lumped in with the J. I don't know. I don't know. All right, there's the Jacker Skins game I can delete so I don't keep scrolling past it. Scrambled Egg versus Jim. There we are. Empire in Domination versus Vampire Coast. Oh, that's pretty fun. I've seen a little bit of Vampire Coast. I think there was one game in the World Cup so far where I saw them in Domination, but I have not seen any Empire Domination games yet. So let's fucking go. I'm excited. Good catch, RB. Good catch. Spoilers, it's actually DJYM. All right, here we go. Massive start for the Empire. A lot of cheap units. We have the Master Engineers in French. We have the Maître Ingénieur. All right. Anyway, he has his grenade launcher on horseback and his pigeon bombs. Then a Bright Wizard with Burning Head and Fireball to clear out the undead front lines. We have 4 Huntsmen spawned in, and then a bunch of Halberdiers, Spears, and even a Flagellant with a Mortar. So heavy frontline investment for the Empire to start off, and then they'll probably be summoning in their more expensive mobility elements later. On the other side, for the Vampire Coast, a similar start as far as just massive boys goes. We have zombies with polearms, zombies with dual swords, zombies with bombs, and then we have 2 Sirens, 3 Sirens, Celostra, and then double deck dropper bombers. So again, getting a lot of cheap frontline out. Gonna summon in more expensive things later, probably animated Hulks. Those are actually super cheap too, but probably animated Hulks, probably Mourngulls, maybe some Scurvy Dogs, maybe some Cannons? I don't know. This being my second ever Vampire Coast Domination game, I can't pretend I'm an expert on what I'm thinking they're going to summon in, but I would bet Mourngulls. I mean, Mourngulls are really strong in this game mode. Good mobility, good at clearing out infantry, stalk so your opponent can't necessarily see them coming and spawn counter units or go engage them. So yeah, I would expect to see some Mourngulls. It seems crazy not to have them. Bretonnian culture dominated Empire. The worst nightmare for every Sigmar-fearing citizen, to every Chaos God worshipping Chaos worshiper. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Vampire Coast seems to be playing back. They are appearing to do more of a build-up strategy, so they don't want to overextend yet, which would make me think that their summons are not going to be very mobile. Otherwise, you could feel free to start engaging and then get Mourngulls in here later, but it does seem like they're just going to vibe for now. The Empire is going to take that time to get some damage out. I would like them to move up their Huntsmen even further and just get a little bit more extra damage as the mortars are raining in. So the Vampire Coast is the American team, by the way. The Empire is the French. Sit back and summon more sirens. Yeah, it's not as strange as it looks. There was, it's an older meta, but like if you watch Turin streams, this was something that like Tim the Wilder, Houseplant, Flying Taco, I know would do a lot. It's like a build-up strategy where you just build up a critical mass and then you want to do one big push and push the enemy all the way back to their spawn. So you're betting that you have more internal synergies. So the more troops that are on the battlefield, the better the first engagement is going to go for you. It's an old strategy. It has been nerfed because CA unlocked these points. It was more popular when there was a countdown to when the points would unlock. So there was more time to do the build up and engage before you needed to engage. So yeah, it's a viable strategy. It's a thing. I haven't seen it for a while because of the nerfs. So there's a reason it's not that popular, but yeah, I do think it was intentional. So now they're advancing. It looks like, as you're saying, they did seem to just want 5 Sirens. So no Mourngulls, just really going for that. The thing I can say is Sirens do cause terror. So it can be good to get them just on the Empire front line and terror them off. The Empire, in the meantime, has been summoning Outriders with grenade launchers at Empire Night, so they have more mobility. I guess that's fine, but the grenade launchers are going to be the big problem. And the coast don't have any handguns or even any pistol mobs to counterfire against the grenade launchers. So the grenade launchers, if microed well, should be able to get out nearly infinite damage. And you can see already the Empire is using that cav to great effect. Taking half health off the polearms mobs with their grenade launchers, nice cycle charging, and already we've lost several zombie units. They're zombies. It's not the end of the fucking world. Calm down, but, you know, not great. Woo! Woo! Outriders overextend a little bit of a whoopsie. I think that was an attack order that accidentally clicked behind them slightly, so it was a move order forward instead. And they get hit with the damn Knights Errant, slowed down by the Frostbite, but really not that much damage coming out yet. And now Mourngulls are starting to get spawned in, so I'm feeling less like a complete idiot now that the unit I thought would be here is here. Empire started the game with a triple cap. They currently have 2 L'Empire. That's funny. I love that everything's in French right now. Anyway, L'Empire has it. Côte de Vampire have point 1, and they're about to take point 2, and they're pressuring point 3 a bit as the Sirens harass Spearman. Burning Head goes through the troops, damaging some of the zombies, but the Sirens are relatively unaffected since they were full health, and it was an odd angle. Bomber Bats are in here, getting some decent damage down onto the Huntsman while the Ghost Knights chase off those Outriders. There, they finally started to get some real damage in before their desummon fades away. And the coast is in it after a start that they just waited for a while, and we were a little suspect. Someone in chat, but I was also suspect. I was like, there's a reason not a lot of people do that anymore. That's been nerfed pretty bad. You got to get on the points, buddy. They seem to be doing well. Mourngulls are in. Other Mourngulls are summoned. Do need to keep moving forwards. Coast have taken point 1. They've taken point 2 and pushed the Empire back past that. So the Empire is going to have to kill all these zombies and get back on the points, which can be difficult when a lot of their damage is Huntsmen. So the Spearmen aren't exactly like infantry blenders that are just going to get through here. Bomber Boys doing decent damage to the Flagellants. Empire Knights are not as phased by the bombs coming in, and Bomber Bats have fallen back. One of them does fade away. The other one is harassing Empire Knights as Mourngulls get on top of them. Scrambled Egg does have more supplies to summon more troops. He does have to get more Mourngulls in here and do more damage. For the French side, Jim has a decent start on victory tickets and still is holding 1 point, but he's mostly just trying to get up on damage value and really attrition out the coast. You don't take this many Huntsmen and Mortars and stuff if you're going to take the points and hold them. It's like you just want to do enough damage that later when you summon in stuff, you'll just get battlefield control. So he's not too worried about losing the two points at this juncture. It's more about making sure your huntsmen are up and alive. It's more about, wow, apparently war wagons. I don't know what the war wagons are going to shoot at here, but sure, war wagons. It's also more about wherever those outriders grenade launchers were, he definitely wanted those to stay alive, but it doesn't look like that he was successful in keeping them going. As we have dogs, undead dogs in the back line now is a bit of a problem whenever those huntsmen tear a route away from the sirens. They'll break formation, just be scooped up by the dogs. So Scrambled Egg has some teeth. Haha, teeth, dogs, teeth. Haha. But I still think the Empire largely is fine with how the game has gone. Largely. Everybody always wants to improve on some smaller things, but overall the strategy is intact. Those sirens getting into the back line, harassing your huntsman is a bit of a disaster. Their terror and their slows make it very, very difficult for the huntsman to escape. I suppose they don't have frostbite. They're not that kind of ghost, but still, terror is nasty for huntsmen to deal with. Big concern for the coast, running out of steam. Damage value doesn't look that different, but crumbling doesn't count towards your damage value, and I'm seeing a lot of crumbling. Not a lot of flags. 19 flags left for the Vampire Coast, though I see 4 of them that are so low, 5 of them that are so low they really don't count. So really that's 15 to 19 in unit value. Oh, those are pigeon bombs. I was like, did he summon a Hellstorm rocket battery? That's bold considering his back line got compromised. Don't know if he can defend that. The Sirens and Dogs chase down Huntsmen and Empire Knights. That's going pretty well. Mourngulls are also coming in. So the Empire's back line is in deep trouble, and they really have to get those shooters back online to try and keep getting the damage out. War Wagons and Huntsmen have formed a center pocket of resistance, and they're protected by Empire Knights, though Solostra is nearby. Maybe she could just dive in and suicide YOLO to disrupt him. I don't think she should do that, hence the word suicide, but she could. She could. Another Fog of the Damned is out, trying to discourage these Empire Knights from dealing with Mourngulls. And the coast are still maintaining 2 capture points. I'm sure they'd love 3. Everybody would love a triple cap, but maintaining 2 is fine. Still summoning in. Now they're starting to summon some pistol mobs. Do a little bit of counter skirmishing. And the Empire's just trying to hang on. Their mortar is compromised and down. Like I said, they've secured a couple huntsmen and a war wagon that need to do some really good damage on Mourngulls, and they need to do it soon. Also, they're trying to snipe out Solostra with Flagellants and the Bright Wizard. Man, if you had Flaming Sword of Ruin right now, these Flagellants would absolutely body Solostra. But, I mean, that's a wild thing to take Flaming Sword of Ruin just so that Flagellants could fight Solostra. I just think it'd be funny. Sirens and Mourngulls continue to press in towards the last huntsmen that are alive, but halberdiers have been summoned to block them up a little bit. And we did get another summon of Outriders grenade launchers who are running forward to punish some deckhands polearms that also get hit with a bit of a burning head. I just want to see the volley. Hit me. Oh, explosions, death. I lost like 2,000 HP. As they're going to move up, I'm getting curious if the Empire is summoning too many things to kill infantry and not enough things to kill Mourngulls, because now we have 4 Mourngulls on the map and only 1 of them is crumbling, which could be a bit of a troublesome issue. Scurvy Dog's going to sneak up on the Outriders grenade launchers unless they get running, and they do. Nice micro there. Don't let that slip. And Flagellants are trying to hold the Sirens and Mourngulls in place. Can't terror out Unbreakable. Punk ass. More Empire Knights are summoned in. Solostra's trying to disrupt the Huntsman. They have guard mode on to try and ignore her as Flagellants and War Wagons peel off the dogs from the other ones. Speaking of peeling off dogs, these Outriders do need help as those hounds are on the hunt. And the Outriders try and get away. War Wagons running up. They are going to try and get like a chariot mass block going on, but most of the dogs slip past them as the Outriders continue to run back towards their own spawn point. Maybe they can get an Empire Knight to come bail them out of trouble. Vampire Coast is keeping that damage value difference tight, which is not what the Empire wants. With as much shooting as they've spawned in, they need to take a lead on that damage value, and they need to take it quickly if they're going to retake the points. Because if the late game is you have a bunch of range units versus a bunch of melee units, good luck fucking taking the points, dude. Outriders did successfully scramble to get to safety, so that is a very big win for the Empire, and the dogs continue to be harassed by Empire Knights and War Wagons. Huntsmen are also turning and firing at the dogs, but probably not worth your time there. Halberdier surrounds Solostra, and while she isn't armored, she does not have the best melee defense, 35, so any infantry surrounding her is actually pretty bad for Solostra. Empire Knights trying to kite out Mourngulls, who are continuing to be a nuisance, and they are harassing the Empire, the Empire's only capture point. as the Empire tries to harass the other two held by the Coast with both their hero and their lord, getting some decent capture weight out there. Coast has a couple tickets to summon. I wonder if they're saving up for a Morngol or something, or if they just haven't noticed, but the Empire has everything they've got out on the field right now. War Wagons block up Morngols, but you got to be real careful with that. War Wagons are not tanky to monstrous infantry, as they are taking a lot of damage. Sirens continue to fight Flagellants, and Huntsmen are running out of ammunition. In come the Halberdiers to deal with the Morngols, but it's awkward. We're late in the game, so you don't really want to summon more ranged units this late, but also your Huntsmen are all out of ammo, so what is going to deal with the Morngols unless you summon more Huntsmen, which is difficult to do. L'Empire still holds capture point 3, and they are very close to taking capture points 1 and 2, which could be a disaster. Scrambled Egg does summon a bunch of melee units to try and go get to those points and retake them. This late in the game, they've still just been playing catch-up on points from that early build-up phase. Losing capture points this late on could be a death sentence. We have, in this World Cup, seen games decided by 1 or 2 ticks of a capture point deciding the whole game. So, will this sneaky back capture by Bright Wizard and Maitre Ingenieur end up taking the game? We'll see. Coast are still getting points for something. They still technically control point 1, and just now it ticks over. Coast are a little bit behind in damage value, but they still have a lot of Morngols, they still have a lot of Sirens, and the Empire's running out of ammo, so their Huntsmen that are still on the battlefield are really not that deadly. The War Wagons only have 10 volleys left, and Celostra is still technically alive. Her flag is like literally inside of this fucking tree, but there we go. She has 1500 HP while fighting Empire Knights. Outriders are pushed back. Another Fog of the Damned is out, trying to lower the leadership and melee attack of these units. Flagellant's down to 10 melee attack because of the various debuffs they're under. But the Empire's looking pretty good, and France is looking like they're going to get a point on the board. France being the Empire team in this case. Coast are kind of in their last breath. This push has to work. They have to probably triple cap at this point, or they are going to lose. It looks like he's not even going to wait for that. Just throws in the towel. What up, Bertolleas? War Wagon charge did literally 0 damage. Yeah, I think he was just trying to block the dogs. And it turned out to be effective. Maybe not the War Wagons themselves, but the War Wagons, the Empire Knights, the Halberdiers. It was a good job looping his skirmish cavalry back through all of those units, and eventually just the dogs got pulled off by enough things. Like, it worked out. Well played by the Empire. And again, that was my first Empire domination game cast. They weren't the most impressive. I think he played fine. I'm talking about the faction. The faction wasn't the most impressive. It felt like their infantry was pretty whatever, and their damage units like really struggled to get explosive damage out of the points. So I don't know if I'm an Empire believer in domination yet, but they won their first game. You know, aside for the Coast, I don't know. Some people tell me the Coast is great. I think they've lost both Dom games I've cast now. I think they did. They ended up losing both. I don't know. I feel like they have to summon a bunch of infantry, but all the infantry they summon sucks ass, and then they rely on Morngols to try and carry, because nothing else really does that much damage. The build-up took too long? Yeah. Yeah, it did. I mean, there's a reason you don't see it much anymore, right? CA kind of nerfed the piss out of it. Because the points opening up is just like, it's such a big nerf, but it doesn't seem like it would. It's like, oh, what's like an extra minute or so? Well, I mean, that's like 2 extra infantry or monstrous infantry you could have on your summon, so it's like the nerf is, you know, you have less units, which makes your charge like 5% less effective, which can be everything. So I don't think it's like a strategy that can't be used anymore. I just think that it's not prominent for a reason. GM starting the comeback. We'll see if Alexander Nuts and Krieg, the French, continue it, or if America will clutch a quarterfinal spot. A second one, I suppose. Shouldn't pretend they don't already have a team there. Bastards. Second domination game, we get Ogres versus Bretonnia. We do get a Thunder Tusk. A unit that has OP been banned forever. But it's also been nerfed a few times. If you want it to come down to the final game to determine who wins, you are rooting for the Ogre Kingdom's Raumes Ogres. If you want America to just finish it already, then you're rooting for Bretonnia and Alexander Nuts. That is a lot of archers. For the Ogre Kingdoms, we have a Thunder Tusk, a mixed artillery, single entity charging unit, a Dissocier of Mort, a death caster, Piggyback Riders and Noblars, Man-Eaters are great weapons, and the Sky Striders. Incredibly expensive start for the Ogres, meaning they will be summoning in Ogre Bulls, Sabertusk Packs, and Noblars as the game continues on. For Bretonnia, the exact opposite, an unwashed tide of peasants to start off. We have Alberic de Bordelot, the Green Knight, and then Mounted Yeoman, so incredibly cheap light cavalry there. Damsel of Life with just Earthblood, and then Spearmen at Arms, Peasant Mobs, and a crap ton of Peasant Bowmen, some with fire arrows to dissuade healing. War wagons in 2026, for fuck's sake, boomers. Thundertusk does have magic damage, Codex, so if it fights the Green Knight, he might not enjoy that as much as he thinks he would. So the Ogre strategy is pretty clear. They're going to build up Noblars and basic forces to help take points while the Thundertusk skirmishes for a bit of value. They have an artillery monster. They don't have much of a front line. I don't see why they'd want to fight early. So Thundertusk's just going to do artillery things. First snowball is expertly blocked by a tree. I'm sure that was 30 APM, well, like actions per minute, then like 10,000 APM micro from the Bretonnia player to make sure that the first snowball angle would try and hit his spearman at that exact tree. But could also be luck. It has magic damage? Yeah, it does. It has magic damage, frostbite, a chilling aura. It is an artillery piece and a duelist on a roster with healing. Any opinion on Dawn of War 2, specifically the mod scene? I have no opinion. I've never played Dawn of War 2. Electric Cabbage is speaking to me in French, which I don't understand. C'est pas humain boy, yes, yes. Auger, c'est garçon. Humain, oui. Oui, oui. Humain, oui, oui. Imagine if only Crusher's ROR had magic attack. Oh shit, you're right. The Sky Striders also have magic attack, Segos. Yeah, the Green Knight is fucked. The Green Knight's gonna have a horrible time. Oh no, the Thundertusk and the Sky Striders are gonna kick his ass. Eshin Maneater summoned. Eshin Maneater summoned in? Bruh. Krieg, you need lads. You need gits. You need point control. Why are you summoning a fucking Eshin Maneater? I don't understand. Human movie. Segos, I already almost canceled the World Cup once because you were mean to me. Now you come into my chat and you're mean to me again, dude. What the hell? What the hell, bro? Knights of the Realm positioning with the Green Knight to get a charge. I am so sus of this charge. I don't know about this. This is the Ogre's like strength point right here. We have Man-Eaters, we have the Sky Striders, and we have an Eshin Man-Eater versus two Knights of the Realm. The Green Knight, you gotta fuck off. Bretonnia, don't take that fight. Don't take that fight, bro. No. Oh, the Eshin Man-Eater was hidden. I mean, I still wouldn't take that fight right in front of the Sky Striders, but the Sky Striders are leaving. Why are you leaving? All right, now they're getting back in there. They're getting orders. The Knights of the Realm, I mean, this has gone better than you ever could have imagined, but you need to leave immediately. And they are, as a Fate of Buna hits one of the Knights of the Realm, but they'll avoid most of the damage. They'll be okay. They'll be okay. Meanwhile, the Thundertusk actually engaged in the front line, and it doesn't seem like there's too much to stop it right now, so this could be good. As long as it's got good micro, which it looks like it does, it just needs to keep disrupting as many archers as possible, getting as many charge attacks as possible, and not getting too bogged down in one, so that the other archers can all turn and pincushion it. But yeah, really good micro so far here from Krieg. I'm liking it. As the Eshin Maneater is not giving up on the fight, and yes, some Knights of the Realm are running. Sky Striders also trying to chase them down. They do have Frostbite, so if they get one hit on you, you are slowed, but I do wonder if the Ogres are overcommitting for two Knights of the Realm in the woods while other important shit is happening, like this. The Thundertusk is taking a lot of damage from Alberic and the focused fire of Peasant Bowman. It is trying to get away now. We have Blood Vultures jumping in as well. Gonna feast on the routing Peasant Bowmen, charge up their thingy, Carrion Frenzy. Makes them more brave, more likely to hit, as Grail Knights have been summoned in. Now Bretonnia has some of their very expensive pieces on the map. Alberic, Green Knight, and Grail Knights should put a little bit of fear into the Thundertusk, which turns and fires at an archer. Good damage. I kind of want it to be shooting at Grail Knights the rest of this game. Definitely an overcommitment for the Eshin Maneater and dogs to be chasing off the Knights of the Realm. The Saber-Tusk packs could probably handle that on their own, but I'm glad the Sky Striders and Maneaters aren't continuing in that charge, and they are crushing the side. Both sides have abandoned something, but the Bretonnians abandoned a lot of their archers, while the Ogre Kingdoms abandoned a lot of piggyback riders as another Fate of Buna comes in. This one under the Grail Knights already hit with the Dismember, so really trying to damage those guys before getting into melee fight. The Green Knight not leaving the Thunder Tusk alone with Alberic, and it gets Dissocier to engage, but Maneaters and Sky Striders are here to further dissuade that kind of aggression. Blood Vultures pushed off by the Bretonnian archers. Man, there's still so many archers despite all the ones that were getting disrupted. And the Thunder Tusk does need a healing. It needs a meat feast of some kind. More Blood Vultures summoned in. And Krieg actually has a good amount of supplies. He's going to need to spend those, and quickly. He is currently at a single capture, and he's losing that other capture point as well. So we do need more mass. We need either Ogre Bull spam, or we need more Noblars and Payback Riders. But he's got to hurry up and summon those, because he needs capture weight, and he needs it quickly. Mounted Yeomen are nonsense, but honestly, I like using one Mounted Yeoman because it has the same flag as every other fucking Bretonnian cavalry in the game. So your opponent could overcommit to just killing a Mounted Yeoman like it looks like it's happening right now. Meanwhile, Grail Knights, with the exact same flag as the Mounted Yeoman, are sniping out the enemy Lord. We do have Maneaters the Great Weapons nearby, but they're currently stun-locked after beating up some peasants. They're like, what we do now, boss? I don't understand what do now after beat up little men. What do? So they do need new orders. They do need to run in and save their lord as the Sky Striders and Thunder Tusk weave their way around the central silo and do get a good engagement. Now the Maneaters are coming in. This is a really good engagement for the Ogres if their lord doesn't die. Meanwhile, in the background, we have Piggyback Knights being summoned, and still Krieg has a crap ton of supplies. He's got to spend those more quickly. Alexander also does, and I'm not being as critical of that because Alexander currently has control of the battlefield. Krieg needs more bodies. He's getting some good engagements here and there. He's getting good damage value overall, but like, we just need faster summons and more lads. Saber-Tusk packs coming in. See some other infantry coming in as well. Thunder Tusk is also pushed out, as is the Slaughter Master of Death. Sky Striders and Maneaters fighting for their lives, but their leadership is actually faltering pretty badly, and the Sky Striders do not have immune to terror. They might just tear right away from the Green Knight any second now, which I would find silly and ridiculous, but it appears to be happening before our very eyes. Grail Knight's getting a heal. Alberic and the Green Knight doing good damage. The Maneaters, you'd think they would be crushing this fight harder than they are, but they're actually having a really tough time. Knights of the Realm are going to rear charge the Sky Striders, and that might be GG as Alexander Nuts takes a commanding lead on damage value. He already had battlefield presence, and I don't know what the Ogres can do to turn this around. Remember your dream. This is Flying Taco smurfing. Yeah, the Eshin Maneater's good. I just didn't... I didn't disagree with it because, like, oh, he summoned a bad unit. It's a bad unit. I thought he already had too much power concentration on the map, and he didn't have enough width. So then summoning another expensive single entity, I was like, oh, fuck. How are we ever going to take points? Thunder Tusk never got healed. It's true. Did the Butcher bring healing? No, he is a Death Butcher. He's a Death Boy. As a win for Bretonnia, who are clearly OP. Thunder Tusk 1100 value. Sky Striders only 1000 value. Maneaters just under 1000 as well. Butcher did fine. Noblar Trappers didn't get summoned in very much, so their value is going to be not that good. Blood Vultures also got knocked out. For Alexander, Green Knight got good value. So did Alberic. His peasants all got absolutely shit stomped, but that is kind of their job, as the archers occasionally got shots off. And that's le GG. Grail Knight's got incredible value. Knights Throne did okay. One more game for today. The final game in our 3-stream series on this bright Wednesday. We technically know the US has moved on to the quarterfinals, but the French teams still have one honorable match to go with Torsen versus Orion. They could make it 3-2. They could. You never know. You never know. All right, last game of the day. Let's boot it up. It's Tomb Kings versus Lizardmen, and that is double Feral Carnosaur versus double Tomb Scorpion. Let's fucking go. It was Mort Butcher, not Death Butcher. Yeah, it's true. I can't read. Yeah. Torsen on the Tomb Kings versus Orion on the Lizardmen. For the Tomb Kings, we have some Skeleton Horse Archers, Ushapti Greatbow, ROR, Arkan the Black with just Spirit Leech and then his summons, double Tomb Scorpions, Sepulchral Stalkers, Nanakara Horsemen, and a whole bunch of Skeletons, some with spears, some with swords. On the other side, for the Lizardmen, we have the Umbral Tide, who are currently counter-skirmishing. Then we have Skink Frontline, backed up by Cold One Spear Riders, double Feral Carnosaur, the Red Crest Skink ROR, and Mazdamundi with his Net, Heal, and then Banishment and Ruination of Cities. Oh, and the Carnosaurs are on the hunt. They're not fucking around. Carnosaurs immediately sprinting towards the Chosen of the Gods, jaws hanging open, ready to feast upon, I guess, just bones. Like, it's just bones. Carnosaurs pile into the Skeleton Warriors. They are going to get shot at by the Sporkle Stalkers. They need to do something about that, but they're going to continue to path through the Skeleton Spearmen. Just horrifically unafraid of anything the Tomb Kings could bring to bear against them in melee. And honestly, they're a little justified in that. There's no halberds. There's only the Sporkle Stalker ROR, which was stalked at the time, so I don't know if he's registered that that's a threat. Meanwhile, the brazenness of the double Feral Carnosaur seems to have caught Torsen off guard because his micro dropped on his skirmish cav. 2 skirmish cav were annihilated on the top side, and then other skirmish cav, one lost half HP, the other one is running for its life. Arkan somehow gets wrapped up in Cold One Spear Riders, so just he got left hooked. Brother's dizzy. Man is dizzy. Glass jaw smacked in the face. Mazda gets a banishment in a disaster for the Tomb Kings to start this game out. Does the Lizardmen get good RNG? It does. It loops back into the Nanakara Horsemen. Maybe an overcommitment with also a Ruination of Cities in the area. That felt a little overkill, but here we go. They're all dying. Sporkle Stalker's getting really good damage onto the first Feral Carnosaur. The second Feral Carnosaur is currently dueling a Tomb Scorpion, and meanwhile Skinks are closing in. Arkan is still completely wrapped up in Cold One Riders, but the Cold One Riders are doing incredibly low damage to him. So far this has actually been going great for the Tomb Kings. Like, when your Lord gets wrapped up in armor-piercing anti-large cav, you think he's going to die, and Arkan just rolled out of there with no damage because of, I don't know, jank, I guess. Carnosaurs, though, still out hunting, really stopping the Chosen of the Gods from getting any work done, as the second Carnosaur is currently rampaging into Tomb Scorpion. Skinks are disrupting the front line, but the Cold One Spear Riders have breached the back lines, and they're here to shut down the Sporkle Stalkers and secure the Feral Carnosaur's dominance of duels. One Feral Carnosaur is going to rout after another nasty volley. The Chosen of the Gods will escape. Meanwhile, Cold One Spear Riders diving in also. Just really want to take these guys out. Arkan is stuck fighting Mazda. Mazda seems to be winning the fist fight for now as other Cold One Spear Riders come in. But yeah, really good full court press here from the Lizardmen, really pressuring the Tomb Kings on all sides and not allowing their range units to get much damage out, which does just leave mediocre melee units to hold back the Lizardmen, which Lizardmen will win the melee fight. So Chosen the Gods and Sporkle Stalkers have got to find some space to get more work done. Sporkle Stalkers were already doing well. Decent value on them so far, but they want a lot more. The Chosen the Gods have been much more shut down and haven't been able to participate much. Second Carnosaur did rout briefly, but he's back. He's better than ever. He's getting an Apotheosis heal right now. He's going to charge into the summoned fake Ushapti. There he goes. And the Tomb Scorpion is also running around being a bit of a nuisance. The other Carnosaur has been 1v1ing this Tomb Scorpion for quite a long time. He seems to be winning it overall, as the Tomb Scorpion is even starting to crumble, and the Carnosaur is going to decide he doesn't even need more of this fight. He is going to run over and deal with the Chosen of the Gods, who just cannot catch a break. They are not safe anywhere. They've tried so hard to run. Now they're going to get netted. They're like, please just let us go. We just want to sit somewhere and shoot. That's all we want to do. Is the Umbral Tide do get attacked by Skeleton Horsemen and the summoned Ushapti, which will eventually fade away. It has 3 more seconds of life. It's literally about to die. There it goes. Carnosaur was routed for the second time, though. Does need more healing if it's going to come back a third. Chosen the Gods are shut down, but the Sporkle Stalkers have a good angle to shoot at Mazda and the Feral Carnosaur, which this Carnosaur is getting Spirit Leech, but also healed. So Mazda is putting more of his eggs in the healthier Carnosaur basket as it turns to duel Arkan for a little bit. Sporkle Stalkers continuing to turn and fire. Banishment currently hitting them, but it doesn't do them much damage. They are monstrous infantry after all. And I think the Carnosaur has to get onto the Sporkle Stalkers. It has to ignore Arkan as they're lining up for another shot. He's got to get into melee and disrupt those nasty shots. The second Carnosaur's back! back, baby. No healing, no problem. He's back. He's hunting. If he routes one more time, though, he's going to shatter. So he needs something. He needs a cold-blooded. He needs a Mazda Mundi aura thingy that he has. The shield of the old ones. He's got to get some leadership in there. Lizardmen take a commanding lead on the balance of power. But my entire fate is invested in whether or not this Carnosaur routes for a third time. He can't. He can't. He's got to stay in there. Look at him roar. Look at him being a good boy. Jumps in. Shield the old ones, giving him the leadership he needs. But Arkin with a Spirit Leech, because Arkin is a dick and hates fun. He wants this Carnosaur to leave as a Sepulchral Stalkers, and Arkin try and take it out. It's down to 600 HP. His leadership is negative. No! No, he's shattered. He's shattered, my brave boy. My brave, strong boy. Lizardmen are closing in on all sides. The Tomb Kings are fucking doomed, but so is this Carnosaur's leadership. He's shattered. Even if Mazda finds him after the battle, he's not gonna come back. He's shattered, bro. It's over. It's fucking over. Hey, Orion's here. What up, dude? The double Carnosaur build works, baby. Let's fucking go. And they both got actually pretty decent value. You love to see it. You love to see Carnosaurs doing well. They're one of my favorite monsters because I was a dinosaur kid, and I love T-Rexes because I'm basic as fuck. I also love Stegodons. That's hilarious. Arkin got good value. Skellingtons mostly got run over, but that's what Skellingtons are supposed to do. The skirmish kept getting caught was a big problem. Tomb Scorpions blocked up some stuff, got some decent value, but the Chosen of the Gods did not get to do very much. The Carnosaurs were on their ass from the very start. Sporkle Stalkers, however, they did decently. Kyle's a member for 19 months. What a fucking banger that was. It was, Kyle! And welcome. Good to see you. Torreson instigating a fight with Orion in the chat. Orion. Kyle with a gifted membership. Thank you, sir. Stormtrooper received it. Stormtrooper, you better pay this man. And that was a 3-2 result for the French team. Honorable performance for a lot of people we haven't seen in the tournament scene much, but we do hope they continue to hang out with us. We enjoyed having them. They were good games. Good games, 3-2. Let's pull up the bracket. And there we have it. We finally cast all the games to get to the quarterfinals. My life is getting less chaotic as we speak. Here we go. Visegrad versus USA 4. Netherlands versus France 1. Hauptschweiz, which is Switzerland, versus USA 3. And the Slavic Mushroom Pickers, they named themselves that. I did not name them that. Versus VM. Those are the quarterfinals. I believe 3 out of those 4 are already done, so we'll continue to stream those in the days ahead. I believe Visegrad versus USA 4 is still working on it because, as you can see, the top line had an extra round to play. So, but yeah. All 3 of my tournament favorites are still in it. ODM France 1 is a very powerful team. Swiss is also very strong, and VM are very strong. But they could be upset. The other team's got some sauce. Segos is on one of the teams. I believe he's on the Slavic Mushroom Pickers, so they could do some work. No, he's on Visegrad. Fuck that. Never mind. Segos sucks ass. Yeah. They're good. I did do some seeding so that France, Swiss, and VM couldn't meet at least until semifinals. So you'd see the Swiss would have to beat USA 3. VM would have to beat the Mushroom Pickers to get to the semifinal with them. And then France has to get to finals to see either of them because those 3 are the teams I suspected would be the strongest. Didn't want them knocking each other out in round 1. That would be lame and stupid and dumb. Is USA 4 Flying Taco's team? I think that's Flying Taco's team. Okay, so Flying Taco's team is still in it. Though Segos and Flying Taco have to face each other, so they'll knock each other out. One of them isn't making it to the semifinals. And Netherlands has Falcon on it. I mean, we got some good players here. We got some good players. And there's Codex. Codex is shit. But we got some good players who's not Codex. Maybe that's why we haven't got the DLC yet. Too many Carnosaurs, Punk and Nagash. Yeah, it's true. What will be the first game casted for the semis? Whichever one's done first. So currently, the bottom semis looks like it's going to be done first because the top has that delay due to like that extra week the top had to play. So Can't believe he called them mushroom pickers. Yeah. We have King Ko that carries me every game. You go play Rome 1. You go play Rome 1, dude. I don't even know. You want to see something cool? You want to see something cool? Let's see something cool. See something so cool. Okay, what did we just cast? So I remember to delete that so I don't keep it on my thing. It was France versus USA. Yes, so I can delete this one. The Total War part of the stream's over. It's over, bro. If you're just here for Total War, get out. Get out of here. Get out of here! I'm booting up my Crusader Kings. So I'm gonna move the stream chat over here so I can actually see it, and then I'm gonna move Crusader Kings to the other screen. Oh no, it's not windowed. Shid. Shid! Alright, we messed up. One sec. I can fix it. Okay, so if I go to game, if I change the game capture, can I change it to Crusader Kings? Does it work? Yes. Yes. Crusader Kings. Cast your battle versus Falcon, you coward. I will. It'll be its own standalone video. Calm down. Calm down. I am in my officially longest Crusader Kings campaign ever. I started out as Benevento. Teeny tiny little Benevento, an Italian city-state. And I have made the Garavan Empire. I renamed it. It's the Holy Roman Empire, but I made Garavan. So we own all of France. I'm pushing the Empire of Hispania out of Spain. So we're doing the Reconquista, duchy by duchy. I have all of Italy. And then I just have Egypt. I took Egypt from the Abbasids, so I'm pretty proud of that. And then Africa is my brother. So I used to have Africa, but then we lost that in a succession war. So that was bad. But dude, I've been doing it. When the Pope calls for a crusade, it's pretty much just fucking me. Like, England shows up with like 4,000 guys. Germany shows up with like 2,000 guys. And the Garavan Empire has to man mode their way through this shit. I'm still a little wounded because I just fought the Abbasids, but I can get up to 25k. And that's because I'm this shit heel. But if I was my dad, Emperor Gremavin? Dude, Gremavin was great. He died at 72. He was old as hell, but he was a paragon, faithful blade siege master. He kicked ass. He was so fucking good. He had an army of 40,000. So yeah, I'm kind of a pissant right now, having a bit of a tough go. But we're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. The best days are behind us, but we're working on it. I got to do another war with Hispania, take more of the peninsula, and then I want to reform Rome, but I need to take like Croatia and Serbia, and it's difficult. Then I need to fight the Byzantines. Deus Volt. No Karl Franz. I could rename someone to be Karl Franz, though he'd be up in Germany. I don't know. This is my world. Look at Germany, by the way. Germany is Germany. They have one county. They have a duchy in North Africa, and then they have some random crap on Scandinavia. What's that about? I don't get it. I don't like it. And there's nothing else that interesting happening on my map. Just the frickin' Garavan Empire. It's huge. I make so much money, by the way. I make 127 gold a turn. That's the wrong ruling system? What? I'm feudal. Feudal, shut your mouth. Netherlands is still alive? Yeah, I haven't conquered Frisia yet. I didn't see a point. They seem okay. They're chilling. England's chilling. I technically have some claims on English territory, but I don't feel like knocking them out. They're friendly towards me, so fuck it. I'm busy. I'm busy trying to reclaim the Holy Land. Where is USA? It is off the map over here. It's over here. Feudal is for noobs. What do you want me to be? Tribal? You want me to be a tribal boy? I'm actually on Iron Man mode, so if I do anything really stupid, it saves, but I was gonna like just change religions right now, just like get rid of it. Create new Christian faith. Ooh, can I do that? Oh. That could be fun. Tenants. Exaltation of pain. Holy shit. I'm gonna make the most fucked up religion. Sacred murder. Yo, I kind of want to make a new religion. I kind of want to make a new religion. Gonna make it really mean. That would be funny. Yeah, I was gonna say incompatible with another tenant because I can't have pacifism with sacred murder and exaltation of pain. Pursuit of power. Hold on, you gotta make it Malekithism. Adjective, being a fucking dark elf. Single follower, Marathi. Many followers, simps. Description, you know what it is, bench. Done. Oh, it costs too much piety. I'm not pious enough to form Malekithism. View on gender. Oh, female dominated for sure. Righteous? Nah, we're righteous. Lay clergy. Head of faith? None. Pilgrimage attitude? Forbidden. Theism? Polytheist. I accept all gods as long as they're Malekith. Marriage type? Just polygamous. Divorce? Disallowed. Bastardry? No bastards. No, I'll leave it. It's fine. Unrestricted marriage. Married whoever. I don't care. Witchcraft? Virtuous. Virtuous witchcraft. Bring all the witches. This is my decree. Holy shit. I've never experimented around with a religion aspect yet, so I'm actually I'm gonna make a cult. That'll be fun as hell. Elder King's Ruin base game for me. Playing as an elf with 500 lifespan is just too convenient. Damn, dude, grieving. Yeah, I haven't played much of the DLCs. My friend has them. So yeah. Controlling Stonehenge makes a new faith cheaper. I'll have to take England then. All right. It was a Total War stream. We had fun. I'm gonna go walk the dog. You all have a fantastic day. Tune in probably this weekend. I'll cast some of the quarterfinals games. A couple of those series are already done, but I believe tomorrow I'm busy, and then Friday I'm not busy, but I don't know if I'll want to just cast. I might get off work and want to just play my own games, which is fine. It's allowed. So yeah, we'll stream some more this weekend. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Take care, gang. Goodbye.